Have you ever helped someone and felt invisible afterward? Have you ever given your time, your energy, your heart, and watched people quietly expect more? Have you ever been so kind, so available, so generous that others began to treat your kindness like a resource instead of a gift? There is a painful truth many good people learn too late. Being good does not always protect you. Sometimes it slowly empties you. You say yes when your body begs for rest. You help when your mind is tired. You give until there is nothing left inside. And when you finally pause, when you finally hesitate, people look at you differently. If you have ever felt drained, overlooked, or taken for granted, this story is for you. In a quiet village, surrounded by open fields and narrow dirt roads, there lived a man named Samuel. Samuel was known as the most dependable man in the village. He had gentle eyes, strong hands, and a heart that rarely refused a request. If someone needed help repairing a door, Samuel arrived before they finished asking. If someone needed money for seeds or supplies, Samuel reached into his pocket without counting. If someone needed to talk, Samuel listened long after the sun had set. The villagers spoke warmly of him. "Samuel is a good man," they said. "You can always rely on him." And Samuel believed this. He believed his kindness made him useful. He believed his goodness gave him purpose. Yet every night, when he returned to his small home, Samuel felt an unfamiliar heaviness. His shoulders ached. His thoughts felt tired. He lay awake wondering why, despite doing everything right, he felt so worn down. He told himself it was normal. Helping others mattered more than rest. One morning, his neighbor, Mr. Caldwell, knocked loudly on his door. He needed help repairing his roof before the next rain. Samuel had planned to rest that day. His muscles were sore from helping several families the week before. Still, he nodded and followed Mr. Caldwell without hesitation. The sun burned high as Samuel worked on the roof for hours. His hands blistered and his back tightened with pain. When the job was done, Mr. Caldwell looked up briefly and said, "Good, come back next week. The fence needs fixing, too." There was no gratitude, no concern, only another expectation. That night, Samuel stared at the ceiling, his body aching. "Why do they keep asking?" he whispered into the darkness. Days later, a friend named Lucas came to him, asking to borrow a larger sum of coins. Lucas promised he would return it soon. Samuel remembered lending him money before, more than once, without repayment. Still, he handed over the coins. Weeks passed, then months. When Samuel gently asked about it, Lucas frowned. "Why are you keeping track?" he said. "Friends do not count favors." The words cut deeply. Samuel felt ashamed for even asking. Soon after, the village gathered to discuss building a new well. As the discussion unfolded, eyes slowly turned toward Samuel. Someone laughed and said, "Samuel will do it. He always does." No one asked him. No one offered help. The decision was simply made. Samuel sat quietly, his chest tight. In that moment, he understood something painful. His kindness had become expected. His generosity had lost its value. That evening, Samuel walked to the river, sitting alone with his thoughts. An old traveler approached, a merchant with weathered clothes and calm eyes. He sat beside Samuel and spoke gently. "You look like someone who gives everything and keeps nothing." Samuel looked up, surprised. He nodded. "I am tired," he admitted. "I help, but I feel empty." The merchant listened carefully and then said, "Kindness without wisdom becomes a burden. Not everyone deserves your yes. Samuel frowned. But helping people is right, is it not? Yes, the merchant replied softly. But helping without limits teaches others to take without respect. When you give endlessly, your giving loses meaning. When you never rest, your strength disappears. Something shifted inside Samuel. He realized that goodness did not require self-destruction. The next morning, Mr. Caldwell returned, asking Samuel to fix the fence. Samuel took a deep breath. For the first time, he said, "No." Mr. Caldwell looked shocked and angry. Samuel spoke calmly. "I helped you many times. I was never thanked. I am tired." He closed the door gently, his hands shaking, but his chest felt lighter. Later that week, Lucas asked for money again. Samuel met his eyes. "No," he said, "I will not lend again." Lucas accused him of changing. Samuel nodded. "I have. I am still kind, but I protect my kindness." At the next village meeting, Samuel stood and spoke clearly. "I will help," he said, "but not alone. I will give, but my time must be respected." Some villagers felt uncomfortable, others felt ashamed, but Samuel felt calm. Over time, something changed. People approached him differently. They offered help, gratitude, and fairness. A young farmer named Aaron asked Samuel for help building a barn and offered payment and support in return. Samuel agreed, smiling. For the first time, his kindness felt balanced. If you are listening now, pause for a moment. Think of one request that drains you. Imagine responding with honesty instead of guilt. You do not need to explain yourself endlessly. A calm no can be an act of self-respect. Kindness grows stronger when it is protected. Weeks later, the merchant returned and found Samuel peaceful. "How do you feel now?" he asked. "Free," Samuel replied. Being kind is not being weak. Being wise protects kindness. Remember this: kindness needs boundaries to survive. Kindness needs boundaries to survive. If this story touched you, like, share, and subscribe for more stories that guide and heal.